Hey guys, this is Ken Pickard, the Network Dad. We're back again, and just on the other video, in fact I'm going to link back to that video that I just did. We're talking about that one thing that's going to help you leverage social media, build that brand, all that kind of stuff, but just give you that oomph, that jump to getting some results, some success, a little bit of results, a little bit of success into more results and more success. And if you remember what that was the presenting. So hit that link right now, as you should pop up somewhere. You can go ahead and check out that video. Now, what I want to talk about is how to build a tribe. This question came to me online as well just a couple days ago. It's like, you know, I see you all over the place. I see some posts that you talk about tribe syndication and social syndication and stuff. She's like, how do I go about building a tribe? I love that concept. Okay. So the reason I'm tying these two videos together is because back there I shared a little bit of how I got started online. Let me show you a little bit more. Remember we were talking about how I failed for 6 months and all that kind of stuff. Well, what happened was after I started to gel some ideas and some concepts I needed, I figured out a way to give it away. And I've done this every time and it's worked really well. See, what I've done was I figured out if I needed this thing called traffic, everybody else is going to need this thing called traffic as well. I need eyeballs to my blog posts, other people are going to need it. I need shares and comments, other people are going to need it. So I give it away. And it comes back to me tenfold, and it works time after time after time. Now, you can do this yourself and take X amount of time to get there, or you can shorten that time by leveraging the tribe. Okay, so what is a tribe? Well, it's just a mastermind group of people that are made up of like-minded individuals that are going to be able to syndicate and share your content all over the social sites. There's my technical version of it. How do you do that, right? Good question. And I'm so glad you asked. Well, to build a tribe, actually my first tribe took me a couple of months, believe it or not. It took a little bit of time. See, I had the concept of going out and buzzing up other people's content if they came and buzzed up mine. So I went to about 10 to 12 people and I came up with this concept, and I was going to call it SAC, Social Accountability Circle, because I knew that I needed some help, and I wanted to show up every day or every week or whatever the time slot was with a piece of content, and I was going to be held accountable to that as well by leveraging these things. Well, I'm glad they turned out to be tribes, because that worked out so much better, and now social tribes are all over the place. Anyway, we ushered in that, I like to think we ushered in that concept about 4 or 5 years ago, but a lot of people did it at the same time. We just leveraged it a lot more than most. Anyway, so creating a tribe. So I went out to about 10 or 12 people and I said, hey, if I buzz up your content, and at the time it was Twitter, it was comments, and I think we had about 13, 14 different ways to share content. Now there's over 100 easy, but you're still your core amount, right? So if I come to you and I buzz up your content, will you come and buzz up my content? Well, the idea was we also met on a periodic time, like once a week. Everybody brought a new tip or a new concept or idea to the table. We used Skype. We just met and we shared each other's content at the same time, where everybody was sharing a new tip. And it was great. It was about an hour, hour and a half, 5 people. What happens was we had double-digit comments and retweets to brand new blogs within weeks, just because we were all sharing each other's content all over the sites. They kicked in so much so that we created a new product called Tribe Syndication 1.0. We created a second product. We earned $26,000 in a week. Some of us became coaches for a couple of internet marketers. Some of us went on to become top income earners in our primary business at the time, all within the span of just a few months. So how do you go about building your tribe? Well, here's the thing. You take the concept of the tribe syndication model to a few people that are already doing it. They're already engaged, right? Here's the kicker. They're already on social media. They already have a presence. And it could be, you know, if you got, 1,000, 2,000 friends on Facebook or 4,000 friends, and they got a couple of thousand friends and their Twitter followers, you can pretty much tell who's about the same level you are, who's getting the same number of comments to their blog, but they're putting out content. And here's the thing, if it's the same type of content that you're putting out, like personal development, social media, blogging, that's the kind of stuff I look for. But what if you're into underwater basket weaving? What if you're into knitting? What if you're into, volleyball? Or what if your blog is all about horses? Find people that are talking about the same thing, because it's easy to be able to share their content to your followers, because it would be like your content. See, a lot of people get hung up with, well, I don't want to share that because I'm already talking about it. Well, I don't want to share his link because he may get some money from it and I don't. No. Here's the thing. You got to get rid of all that. The concept is everybody shares everything in your tight circle because everybody wins. Here's the thing. The leveraging factor kicks in exponentially, and I've seen this 100 times easy when everybody's cohesive and the whole group promotes everybody. It's amazing. See, because here's the thing. We all know that you need to see something 5 times before you buy. Well, what happens if Johnny's talking about Empower Network and Ken's talking about Empower Network and Tracy's talking about Empower Network, and then somehow somebody says, you know what, I'm ready to go, and they happen to see your post? Well, that's great. You win. Maybe it was a connection from somebody else. Well, everybody's online anyway. It's no big deal because now maybe somebody joins somebody else that were friends of yours, but because they happen to see somebody else's post that spoke to them, they joined them. That's no big deal. In fact, that's awesome. That's perfect. It's incredible. The leveraging factor just kicked in exponentially, and you didn't have to micromanage the whole process. So now you can be that bigger fish in that small pond with a bunch of people leveraging each other's social circles, and then you can move on to yet a bigger pond and become a big fish over there. So guys, build your tribe. Find those people that are talking the same language you're talking about. They're talking about the same processes, the same cool stuff that you like to talk about because it's easy to share that stuff. Find those, reach out to them, build your own group on Facebook, set rules and guidelines that everybody needs to syndicate everybody, or you need to comment on 3 posts before you leave yours, whatever the guidelines are, and have people qualify for that. And here's the other thing. It took me about 2 months to gel my first tribe. Now, I find people all over the place. I like to mastermind with them, and I pop them into different groups for different purposes. And I have a couple of those going on for specific things, like a commenting group that is just phenomenal, right? I mean, but you have to qualify to get in that. Especially my team groups that are awesome. I have a couple of groups that are just tearing it up. Why? Because they had to qualify to get in there. Not everybody can just be in there. You have to set those expectations that people are going to rise to the guidelines that you provide them. Guys, the tribe syndication, I can talk about it for days. So definitely, I'm going to leave a link below that's going to cut to a blog post that's going to talk more, give you a little bit more meaty step-by-step directions on how you can build your first tribe. But here's the thing. The minute you set that group up and you invite certain people before you bring them in and you make them qualified to join you, no matter if it takes a couple of weeks or not, the minute you do that, you've just upped your leadership game. Guys, get in there, build your own tribes. I'll see you on the next video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the link below so that you can get over to that blog post so you can see exactly how to build your tribe. Take care. We'll see you on the social sites. Bye.